Yes, that makes sense.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Happy New Year. Cheers to everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us for the reorganization meeting for Upper Darby Township Council, Monday, January 3rd, 2022, 7:30 p.m. at Upper Darby Township Building, 100 Garrett Road, Upper Darby, PA 9082. Thank you all for making it, since we all thought we were going to be in the Performing Arts Center at the high school, but then there was a snow day. So, but we had no snow. But so it's the strangest snow day ever. But thank you all for making it here. We greatly appreciate you being here. So at this point in time, we're going to, the Upper Darby Marine Corps League is here to present the colors for us. Just to let you know who's here from the Marine Corps League. It's Upper Darby Marine Corps League Color Guard 884. James Cook, John Morris, Chuck Krabheim, William Todd II, Mike Schwintz, and Thomas Weaver. So at this point in time, I'm going to ask everyone to ask for nope, color.
Color. Reading color.
And at this point in time, stand for the pledge of allegiance, and then we'll have a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
and remain
Color.
standing for a moment of silence for John Pauls, a retired detective who recently passed away, along with prisoners of war and missing in action. Thank you.
Color. Great. Oh.
So at this point in time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Document for me to read, right here. Upper Darby Township Council announces there will be a reorganization meeting on Monday evening, January 3rd, 2022 at 7:30 p.m. local time at Upper Darby Township Municipal Building, room 202, 100 Garrett Road, Upper Darby, PA 9082. Okay. Sorry. So next up, we're going to have the invocation. Pastor Arthur Hung, coordinator of Upper Darby Drexel Hill Ministerium, temporary pastor of Beverly Hills United Presbyterian, and pastor St. Paul's Lutheran Church. Come on up.
How many of you have heard of saying there are no atheists in foxholes? There are no atheists in foxholes. Actually, I'm not sure I believe that. But I do believe, with everything that's been going on, that we are in a foxhole together. And so I invite us all to come together now and to join me in prayer. Now to you we turn, in whom we live and move and have our being, the giver of both individual conviction and mutual regard. Will you lead us to source compassion from you, reconciliation and gratitude, hope, both humility and pride, justice, perseverance, grace. You say to us, fear not. And you say to us, keep on keeping on. Now give us ears to listen and to hear. Amen.
Thank you. So next up, we have roll call, which I will be doing. Organization. Sorry. Okay, so, Councilman Tunis Jr.,
Good afternoon, Member Darby.
Councilwoman Phillips.
Here.
Councilman Silva,
Here.
Councilwoman Blackwell. Present. Council-elect Hayman, Andrew Hayman.
I'm present.
Councilman Siddiq,
Present.
Councilman Burke,
Here.
Councilwoman Farrelly. Here. Councilwoman-elect Wagner. Here. Councilman-elect Andrewsko.
Here.
Did I pronounce it right?
Yes.
You are. And then Councilwoman Lentz is here. Also present, we have Mayor Pepper, CAO Rongione, Deputy CEO Dobbins, Chief Municipal Clerk Cicchetti, Treasurer Hayman. Our notary this evening is Cynthia Isles. We have Pastor Arthur Tung, who we just heard from, Reverend Nathaniel Goodson. We also have a wonderful selection of honorable judges here with us this evening. So we have the Honorable Carolyn H. Nichols, Judge of the Pennsylvania Superior Court. The Honorable Kevin F. Kelly, President Judge of the Delaware County Court of Common Pleas. Honorable G. Michael Green, Judge, Delaware County Court of Common Pleas. Honorable Christopher R. Maddox, Esquire, Judge of the Delaware County Magistrate District. And the newly elected Honorable Tina Moss, Judge of Delaware County Court of Common Pleas. I want to acknowledge that Solicitor Richardson is also here with us this evening. We also have Sergeant of Arms A.J. Bateman in the back, and at the door is Officer Luke McCann. So just wanted to thank, and I know that there are former council members that are here. I saw Councilman Wagner, Councilman Barnett, as well as Councilman Glenn. So thank you. So next up is rules of meeting decorum. Upper Darby Township Council and residents will maintain professional respect for each other. Council encourages free speech, however, civility is required, which would prohibit threats, profanity, scandalous, impertinent, and redundant comment, or any comment with discernible purpose of which is to disrupt or prevent the conduct of business of the meeting. Okay, next up, we are going to have the election of the temporary secretary and president. The temporary secretary is declared in the home rule chart, or wait, don't we have something? Nope, sorry, second guess myself. Is declared in the home rule charter as listed as the municipal clerk, chief municipal clerk. So just wanted to give you the heads up on that. So, are there any nominations for the temporary secretary of council? We do have to nominate her.
I nominate municipal clerk Alexis Chichetti to be temporary secretary of council.
Second.
Great. So moved and seconded. Are there any other nominations for the temporary secretary of council? Are there any other nominations for the temporary secretary of council? Are there any other nominations for the temporary secretary of council? Seeing none, can I get a motion to close the nominations?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. So Councilman Tunis and Burke were aye. Great. Do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. The motion has been made and duly seconded. Secretary Phillips, will you do the roll call? I give you a sheet for this. Yeah. You'll just skip over those who aren't here. Yeah.
Counselor Tunis,
Yes.
Counselor Silva,
Yes.
Counselor Blackwell,
Yes.
Counselor Haynes,
Actually, you skip over the ones who aren't actually.
Counselor Burke,
Yes.
Counselor Sadiq,
Yes.
Counselor Ferrari,
Yes.
and Counselor Wentz.
Yes. Great. So, congratulations, Mr. Chiquetti. You are now the temporary secretary of council. Okay, so next up, are there any nominations for the temporary president of council?
I so move that Happy Tunis be temporary president of council.
Okay.
Second.
I nominate Daniel Blackwell as temporary president of council.
Okay.
I'll second it.
So, are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations for temporary president of council? Are there any other nominations for the temporary president of council? Are there any other nominations for the temporary president of council? Okay, seeing none. Can we get a motion to close the nominations for temporary?
Make a motion to close temporary election.
Second. Okay. And Crowley. Okay, so, the first person nominated was Tunis, and the second person nominated was Blackwell. So when we go through the roll call vote, yes, no vote is for Tunis, and,
Accept the,
oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask. Will you accept the nomination?
no, respectfully decline.
Oh, okay. Ms. Blackwell, do you accept the nomination for temporary president?
Yes.
Okay, great. We still have to go through a vote. So a yes vote is for, Councilwoman Blackwell. Okay? All right. So, Mr. Chiquetti, can you give us a roll call vote?
Yes. Mr. Tunis,
Yes.
Ms. Phillips? Yes. Mr. Silva,
Yes.
Ms. Blackwell,
Yes.
Mr. Burke,
Yes.
Mr. Sadiq,
Yes.
Ms. Ferrari,
Yes.
Ms. Wentz.
Yes.
8 in favor.
So, all right. So, would you like to switch positions?
No, you can say it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure I don't, but I have to give you this. So congratulations on temporary president. Ms. Blackwell, you and I are switching places because you need to be next to, our solicitor. Yep, you gotta come over here. We'll trade. Grab your We'll switch our personal stuff. It's almost where I sat last. 2 years. Can I just have a motion or a point of personal privilege? I just wanted to thank everyone for allowing me to be council president for the last 2 years. It has been a very interesting and exciting position. I learned a lot, and I just wanted to thank everyone for all your hard work. You all were amazing, so thank you.
And thank you for all that you've done. I'm going to read the home rule charter, which will be read by the solicitor, Richardson. Thank you.
The Upper Darby County Charter was adopted in 1974 and effective in 1976. Upper Darby is the sixth largest municipality in Pennsylvania. The Home Rule Charter established the governing of the township with an elected mayor and 7 council members of council, 11 members of council, 7 district council members, and 4 at-large members. Here's a brief overview of 2 relevant sections of the Upper Darby Township Home Rule Charter. Section 310, Organization of Township Council. The Township Council shall organize at 7:30 p.m. on the first Monday of January of each year following the municipal election by electing one of their members as president and one of their members as vice president. If the first Monday is a legal holiday, the meeting shall be held on the first day following. Council may organize in any manner it deems useful to the exercise of its responsibilities and powers, provided that such organization is not inconsistent with this charter or law. Section 304, qualifications for member of council. Council members shall be citizens of the United States and qualified electors of the district or of the township if they are council members at large. District council members shall have been residents of the respective districts for at least 1 year preceding the date in which they shall assume office and shall remain residents of their districts throughout their term of office. Council members at large shall have been residents of the township for at least 1 year preceding the date on which they shall assume office and remain residents of the township throughout their entire term of office. Thank you.
At this time, I ask that the Honorable Pennsylvania Superior Court Judge Carolyn Nichols and Laura Wicks please step forward for the administration of the oath of office for the council at large. Those who will join us, Ms. Wicks, please step forward.
No.
I'll just go to
She'll get over it. I'll get there.
You have your book?
No book.
Okay.
No book.
All right, we're ready to rock. You ready to take the oath?
Sure, I just realized the word I messed up on 4 years ago.
That's okay.
I might mess up again, I apologize.
That's okay. Well, raise your right hand. And you repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm, that's
That I-
what I messed up.
that I will support, obey, and defend
That I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Home Rule Charter,
the Home Rule Charter,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
that I will not knowingly receive directly or indirectly
that I will not knowingly receive directly or indirectly
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty pertaining to my office
of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
other than compensation allowed by law.
other than compensation allowed by law.
Congratulations.
Martine, come back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So I have to, I did it wrong.
I ask that the Honorable Pennsylvania Superior Court Judge Carolyn H. Nichols and Matt Silva please step forward for the administration of the oath of office for counsel at large. Those who will join Mr. Silva, please step forward.
All right, you ready to take the oath?
I am.
All right, raise your right hand and put your left hand there and repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Home Rule Charter,
the Home Rule Charter,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
that I will not knowingly receive
that I will not knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or any other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance of any act
for the performance or non-performance of any act
or duty
or duty
pertaining to my office
pertaining to my office
other than compensation allowed by law.
other than compensation allowed by law.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
You guys go sign.
You got it. Wait, wait. Thank you.
You're good for a little while. You get a little break. Get a little break. Yep. You got it down pat.
I ask that the Honorable Kevin F. Kelly, President Judge, Delaware County Court of Common Pleas, and Megan Wagner, please step forward for the administration of the oath of office for the First District Council. Those who will join Ms. Wagner, please step forward.
Okay.
You're gonna hold this, right? Got it? Left hand on the Bible, please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Home Rule Charter,
the Home Rule Charter,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
that I will discharge the duties
that I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity,
of my office with fidelity,
that I will not knowingly receive,
that I will not knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office,
pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation
other than the compensation
allowed by law.
allowed by law.
Congratulations.
If you guys can move photo.
Sorry.
Sorry, didn't you understand?
I would like to feel it. You can smile. Thank you.
Thank you.
Megan, you need to come see notary. Cynthia.
The Honorable G. Michael Green, Judge, Delaware County Courts of Common Pleas, and Brian Andresco, please step forward for the administration of the oath of office, Third District Council. Those who wish to join Mr. Andresco, please step forward.
Good evening, Mr. Andrews. Ask you to, as you have, place your left hand on the Bible, raising your right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Home Rule Charter,
the Home Rule Charter,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
that I will discharge the duties of my office
that I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity,
with fidelity,
that I will not knowingly receive directly or indirectly
that I will not knowingly receive directly or indirectly
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty
for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty
pertaining to my office,
pertaining to my office,
other than compensation allowed by law.
other than compensation allowed by law.
Councilman Andrusko, congratulations.
I accept the Honorable Christopher R. Maddox, Esquire, Judge, Delaware County, District Court, and Andrew Hayden, please step forward for the administration of the office, of the oath of office for Fifth District Council. oath of the office.
Right, and then those who will join.
And those who are joining Mr. Andrew, Hammond, please step forward.
Waiting on one more, yes?
Raise your right hand. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Home Rule Charter,
the Home Rule Charter,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
that I will discharge the duties of my office
that I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity,
with fidelity,
that I will not knowingly receive,
that I will not knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office
pertaining to my office,
other than compensation allowed by law.
other than compensation allowed by law.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I ask the Honorable Cindy Moss, Judge, Delaware County Court of Common Pleas, and Happy Students. Junior, please come forward for the administration of the oath of office, 7th District Council. Those who wish to join the students, please step forward.
Good evening, you ready? Please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. And repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Home Rule Charter,
the Home Rule Charter,
and the provisions
and the provisions
of the Administrative Code,
of the Administrative Code,
that I will discharge the duties
that I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity,
of my office with fidelity,
that I will not knowingly
that I will not knowingly
receive directly or indirectly
receive directly or indirectly
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office,
pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
Congratulations.
It's all good. It's awkward. I like it though.
Thank you. Thank you.
No.
I ask the Honorable Pennsylvania Superior Court Judge Carolyn H. Nichols and David Hammond, please step forward for the administration of the oath of office for treasurer. Those who will join Mr. David King, please step forward.
We ready to take the oath?
Yes.
Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Home Rule Charter,
the Home Rule Charter,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
that I will not knowingly receive,
that I will not knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
other than compensation allowed by law.
other than compensation allowed by law.
Congratulations. Thank you. Don't leave yet. Oh, you can sign. Congratulations.
At this time, we'll have the election of officers. Are there any nominations?
I nominate,
Council?
sorry, I was a little too fast. I'd like to nominate Councilman Burke for president.
Like to nominate-
No, we got a
Second
second.
that nomination.
Councilman Burke, do you accept the nomination?
I accept.
Are there any other nominations for the president of council? I would like to nominate Hafiz Tunis for president.
Point of order.
Yes.
Council president can't make not make nominations.
Then I will make the nomination for Hafiz Tunis to be president. Do you accept it? Is there a second? I second.
You can't second.
Second that nomination.
Are there any other nominations for the president of council? Are there any other nominations for the president of council? Are there any other nominations for the president of council? Saying none, can I get a motion to close the nominations?
I make the motion to close.
Second.
It has been moved and second. Secretary Chakotay, can you give us a roll call vote? So so that it's clear, a yes vote is a vote for Councilman Burke for president. A no vote is a vote for President Tunis as president.
Yes.
vote for President Burke to be council president. Council president.
Yes. Mr. Toots?
No.
Ms. Phillips? No. Mr. Silva?
Yes.
Ms. Blackwell?
No.
Mr. Heyman?
No.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Siddiq?
No.
Ms. Faraya?
Yes.
Ms. Wagner?
Yes.
Mr. Andruska?
Yes.
Ms. Wentz?
Yes.
There's 6 in favor and 5 against.
Now we have the election of the vice president of council. Are there any nominations for vice president of council?
I nominate, Councilwoman Laura Wynn.
I'm sorry.
I accept the nomination? Yes. Are there any nominations for vice president of council? Are there any other nominations for vice president?
I also.
Do you accept the nomination,
Yes, I do.
vice president?
Yep.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations for vice president of council? Are there any other nominations for vice president of council? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close?
Make a motion.
close.
Second. It has been moved and properly second. Can you please give us a roll call vote for Danielle Blackwell to be vice president of council?
Mr. Jonas?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Silva?
No.
Ms. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Heyman?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
No.
Mr. Siddiq?
Yes.
Ms. Faraya?
No.
Ms. Wagner?
No.
Mr. Andruska?
No.
Ms. Wentz?
No.
5 in favor, 6 against.
Secretary Kennedy, can you give us a council vote for Laura Wentz?
Mr. Jonas?
No.
Ms. Phillips? No. Mr. Silva?
Yes.
Ms. Blackwell?
No.
Mr. Heyman?
No.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Siddiq?
No.
Ms. Faraya?
Yes.
Ms. Wagner?
Yes.
Mr. Andruska?
Yes.
Ms. Wentz?
Yes.
6 in favor, 5 against.
We will now have the election of secretary of council. Are there any nominations for the secretary?
like the nomination, so close.
I second it.
I accept.
I move the name of Michelle Phillips to place in nomination for the office of secretary of council. Are there any other nominations for the secretary of council? Are there any other nominations for the secretary of council? Are there any other nominations for the secretary of council? Seeing none, can I get a motion to close the nomination?
Motion, close nomination.
I second that motion.
It has been made and duly seconded. Secretary, can you give a roll call vote?
Yes. Mr. Terrace.
Yes.
Ms. Phillips.
Yes.
Mr. Silver.
Yes.
Ms. Blackwell.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. Burke.
Yes.
Mr. Siddiq.
Yes.
Ms. Farag.
Yes.
Ms. Wagner.
Yes.
Mr. Andrewsco.
Yes.
Ms. Wentz.
Yes.
11 in favor.
Congratulations.
So we now have the administration to the oaths of office to the duly elected council officers by Honorable Christopher R. Maddox, Esquire, Delaware County Magistrate District Court. Those who would join the newly elected officers, please step forward.
We all do together. Come on, Peter. You gonna hold it? Can you hold it?
For the three, please raise your right hands. I do solemnly affirm
I do
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Home Rule Charter,
the Home Rule Charter,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
and the provisions of the Administrative Code,
that I will discharge the duties of my office
that I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity,
with fidelity,
that I will not knowingly receive,
that I will not knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office,
pertaining to my office,
other than compensation allowed by law.
other than compensation allowed by law.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Are we gonna get a photo?
Yes.
And the photo? Where is the photo? Rose. Oh, no. Thank you. Now we got to sign.
Mr. President, may the judiciary remove themselves from the court, from the,
Yes, they may.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'll make this brief. Thank you for all coming here tonight. Thank you all for voting for everybody tonight. Quite a few months ago, we had a slogan, "The world in one place." It's a catchy thing.
But everybody here was elected by the residents. You're here to work for the residents. I'd like to add one thing. It's nice to be nice. And I will say that every meeting. It will be nice to be nice. We'll see you Wednesday. Have the Reverend Goodson come up for benediction.
Good evening. Mr. President, Madam Mayor, I take 1 minute of privilege. I had an opportunity to serve in this office body several years ago as a councilman in the 7th District. I congratulate all of you. Hope that you will use the authority and the privileges you have to make this township a good township. Now you have an opportunity to make it great. Congratulations to you. Dear Lord, we give thanks to you for having brought us through another election in Upper Darby Township. We ask that you fill all those in leadership roles with your compassion, wisdom, and resolve to make sacrifices and right decisions for the common good of man. Let our leaders be guided by your spirit and not by selfish ambition, pride, or greed. Give them grace and humility, yet strength of character and commitment to promote your will throughout this community. We lift up our leaders tonight. We ask your protection for our mayor, township council, police superintendent, fire chief, and all who serve our local community. Give them the wisdom and grace for the heavy burdens they carry. Let them manage their teams and projects with pure hearts and their eyes turned toward our faces as they work for the best interests of the people they are called to serve. Leadership is hard to define. Lord, let us be the ones to define it with justice. Leadership is like a handful of water. Lord, let us be the people to share it with those who thirst. Leadership is not about watching and correcting. Lord, let us remember it is about listening and connecting. Leadership is not about telling people what to do. Lord, let us find out what people want. Leadership is less about the love of power and more about the power of love. Lord, as we continue to undertake the role of leader, let us be affirmed by the servant leadership we witnessed in your Son. Let us walk in the path he has set, and let those who will follow, let our greatest passion be compassion, our greatest strength, love, our greatest victory, the reward of peace. And leading us, let us never fail to follow, and loving us, never fail. So please allow me to end with a traditional Irish prayer. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Good night.
Get a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second. Another step. Thank you.